Welcome to the Comics Lounge channel membership. 3 tiers. One of them's bound to fit you. There's an amazing tier, a spectacular tier, and for you genuinely amazing loungers, an ultimate tier. Now, I'm so excited to announce this. It's been a long time coming, and it wouldn't have happened without you guys. The amazing people behind this is not the person you're looking at right now. I put together the content, but Link AMG 2.0, VKN Comics, Rykert Comics, Legion of Comics, all of the people who have been on my channel, and from Rogue Comics for interviews all the way to Kevin doing some amazing artwork and some awesome interviews, and of course Ace. There's so many of you to name, and then there's so much more to come. This is absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to talk more about this. Real quick, again, there are 3 tiers. The first tier for $1.99, $2 a month. That's it. Less than a cup of coffee a month. You can have a laundry list of perks. Then you up it a little bit more to $5 a month, and you get even more perks. After that, last but not least, there is the Ultimate Lounger, $10 a month, and that gets you access to monthly giveaways, 10% off all merch. Sometimes when I'm feeling like, you know what, it's a really awesome special occasion, you get merch at cost. Yes, at my cost. So, pick what fits you and be a part of an amazing lounge experience as we talk comics, pop culture, and so much more for many, many years to come. Thank you so much for becoming a member if you've chosen that route. If not, it's all good. Subscribe, stay up to date, and when it becomes the right fit for you, click that join button. Can't wait, and we will see you very soon. All right, guys, what is up? So glad to have you, and so glad to have 2 amazing people with me today for this awesome conversation about San Diego Comic-Con and just big cons in general. So here to talk about that is Passpoint Comics.
Hey,
and Hoodrat Comics.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. How are you?
Chilling, man, chilling. Yeah, just sleeping all week after the Big Daddy,
Yeah.
or trying to sleep.
Yeah, it's 5 days long, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Were you guys
5
there all
days.
5?
Yeah. I mean, we started, the first one it's called Preview Night, which is on Wednesday. It's from 6 to 9. But myself and Hoodrat, we got there on Tuesday to line up for it. Because the first ones in hopefully get the exclusives. So we were like camping out from Tuesday, until Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no joke, man. At San Diego Comic-Con lines, man. If you want to, for the Saturday Hall H, you couldn't line up until like Friday morning. But there were people already around the flag, searching for the flag or waiting for the flag to come down since Friday early morning, like Thursday midnight on, hunting the flag. It's this big green flag, man, and they put it down, and that's where the line starts. And it's chaos, man. It's like little kids should stay away from that flag because kids will die.
See, so I've got, hey Nando Knight, good to see you. I've got Flower City Comic Con that comes to the East Coast. We're about 6 hours west of New York City. So we kind of deal with a lot less. It's, hey, there might be like a 20-minute wait to get into the con. There might be like a 20-minute wait to get your food at the food truck behind the event. But it's one giant indoor soccer field with a couple smaller soccer fields that are filled with some booths, and then you've got a little tiny area for people to kind of have panels and stuff. So like nothing like San Diego Comic-Con, nothing like New York City Comic-Con. And I mean, San Diego's where everything happens. I mean, that's where so much gets announced for Marvel, DC, all of that. So, I mean, I had to figure out and hear from people who have been there for years and years what it's like. So how long have you guys been going there?
Gosh, I've been going since 1993, man. So
Wow.
the first year I went with my cousin, and he was like 13 years old. He's married now and has 3 kids of his own. And we walked in to the con. We got our badges there. It was nice and easy. It's nothing like it is now. It's hard to get badges. I mean, we hopefully will get badges for next year. You know, everybody's starts fresh every year. You know, there's no perks for being there for over 30 years. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my 10th year minus 1 year for COVID. Because I would count. I would count special San Diego Comic-Con special that happened in November as our San Diego Comic-Con for 2021. So there was nothing in 2020. So it's my 9th year, but it would have been my 10th minus COVID. You know, so and I started going when it's been hard to get into. You know, like since the the movie stuff started. You know, so I mean, the first time I ever got into it, it was through a friend. You know, I had no idea. You know, I've been to it before, but then I moved to San Diego, and then my friend was like, "You want to go to Comic-Con? I'm not gonna go there Thursday and Friday because I have to work. You want my badge?" I was like, "Sure, I'll use it." You know, and then I've been hooked, man. You know, so it's been a crazy ride. Every year we kind of like, you have to prepare for it every year. Like we're preparing now. You take a week off, right, F, and then it's like you're getting ready for pre-registration. You know, like it's a whole mess, man, to get in San Diego Comic-Con. It's like the worst, man. Yeah. You know, so, and we can talk about that too, but it's crazy.
So yeah, go ahead and like tell me what's up. Like what do you mean by all that?
So pre-registration is for people that have been to the con the year previously, right? And that happens around September. So, you know, everybody can go. We get first dibs, right? Like we get first dibs, like to preview night and all the other nights and everything else. And then that doesn't guarantee you that you're going to get in. It's all random. So you could not get picked to get in. You know, even though you're in pre-registration. So you get 2 chances. Then you got open registration that happens around what do we think? March?
Yeah, about March. The next year.
Around March. So you got to wait. So you're like sweating for like 5 months. Like, am I going to get into this damn thing? So what happened to me in 2020 is that I didn't get into pre-registration. I got in, but I didn't press the button to buy my ticket because I was helping a lot of other people get in. So when it all came up, I never got the email. I called Comic-Con. They're like, "Oh, you never got one." I said, "What the hell, bro? Like, I got in. I got preview all the way through." So I had to go all the way into open registration. I got lucky. And I got like preview through Sunday, and that's like the odds of that, right? Effrain is like, it's impossible. I don't know how I got into it because I had to get me, my wife, and my nephew in because you know, so I had to get all 3 of us in, and for some odd reason, man, you know, the San Diego Comic-Con gods were like, "Oh, you get to come," you know, like, and we made it into preview through Sunday, so
that's awesome.
What happens is, for pre-registration, those of us who have gone, like, so we get pre-registration. There's 150,000 people supposedly that go into Comic-Con, and we get pre-reg. But it's better if you do it with a group of people, because if I get in, I can get a badge for myself. I can get a badge for hoodrat and another person. But hoodrat is still eligible to get badges also, so he can get badges for 3 other people. Okay, so that's the way it goes. And one time, what happened to hoodrat happened to my daughter too. She went through the whole thing. She typed everybody's name in, and she forgot to hit like buy the tickets, and she didn't get them. You know, if you don't hit, and they give you like 15 minutes to do everything, and your heart's pumping, your adrenaline's running, and you're making sure you type in everybody's name right in. You got to get their name and their username, and it pulls everybody's list up. Then you click off the days. This is all done. Basically, pre-reg is done in an hour. Wow, and it's done. And then So that's it.
I agree, Conchu.
What I think I did, Effrain, is I pushed next, right?
Yeah.
And I thought the next button was the buy button, and I just forgot all about it.
Yeah.
You know, because
You're so
you
happy.
got, yeah, it's so, I don't know if they're trying to make it easy or confusing, but I think they try to make it easy, but then it's all confusing because you press next, and then you're like, oh, I got the tickets, and then you click out, and you never bought your tickets, dude. It's like, and you don't get the email, you're like, why didn't I get my email, right? Like, it's all crazy, man.
So me being able to go to my LCS, pay $30 for 2 days is a good thing.
Yeah. So in years past, and I don't know why San Diego Comic-Con stopped doing this, but you can get, you were able to purchase badges for the next year. They would let people do that, but they stopped doing it for about 5-10 years ago. I have no idea why. I mean, there were long lines for that because everybody wanted to get them for next year. I think they should keep on doing that, but it's the same people that are trying to get it, you know, later on down the year, but they stopped. I don't know why.
Maybe because they want new people to come in, and if you just have the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason I can think of is that you'd want different people. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I should
give
be
people a chance.
If it's as competitive as you're saying it is, like, geez.
Yeah.
You have to have a group like Effrain said, man. And I'm gonna probably join Effrain's group next year because it's impossible to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, you just gotta get lucky, man. If you're by yourself, bro, it's like, I mean, I think it's 1 in, I don't know what it is. It's like 1 in like 60 or something to get preview night all the way through.
The odds,
something like that. The odds,
but afterwards, like I said, this is pre-reg. But then when every other else for everybody all over the world basically can get the one in March when it comes out. So you're talking about 150,000 people pre-reg, and then everybody else tries to get a badge. You know, so it's crazy.
So, like, because the biggest thing that I've seen about Comic-Con, like just getting registered and whatnot, I've never actually known anyone who's gone like personally. Was from Big Bang Theory, where they're all like clicking and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing. And I was like, there's no way it can be that major. But like hearing what you guys are saying, that's completely true.
Yeah. So they
you got a bunch of people in a room just trying to like get in, and
it's a little bit different now because between 8 and 9, they said you can go into, they call it the corral. And at 8:59 it stops. Nobody else can get in. Then from 9 o'clock basically till 10 o'clock, they start picking people randomly. So it doesn't matter if you get in at 8 o'clock or if you get in at 8:59. They just start picking people randomly, and that's the way it goes.
And there's a spinning wheel that happens in there, and we call it the wheel of death. You're just watching it because if you keep watching that thing, the more you're watching it, the worse your odds are. Yeah. You're like, oh my god. Even if when you're a minute in, you're like, oh dude, I didn't get preview night for reals. Like if I didn't get in like in the first shot, you didn't get preview night. Like you're just you're counting down the minutes. You're like 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. Like okay, I just missed Thursday, I just missed Friday, I just missed Saturday. You know, like it's crazy, man. Right, Ev?
Yep, that's crazy, man. Yeah. So, Chris,
I guess we're hosting.
Yeah, I guess we're hosting, man. So we had fun at Comic-Con. Like I said, I've been going for 30 plus years, and Ian's been going for 10 years. And this year has been different because of social media and because of the con. Social media and YouTube. I've met a whole lot of different people like Ian, which just made it more fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It was different, man. But it was different the whole way. I think it was different the whole way through because, like we talked about, like you go through open registration, you got your tickets, and now you're starting to prep, right? Like all the way through March, you're already getting news around March or April. Yeah. So you're trying to, you're getting news about like exclusives coming out, and they have like, pre-ordering on websites for exclusives for like April, January, March, April, May, June, and then around June it starts to ramp, or May it starts to ramp up, right? Around May and June. So I mean, you have to follow like San Diego Comic-Con like unofficial blog because they'll pop out all this news at you, and you have to like you have to put that stuff on notification on Twitter because if you miss something, like you could miss like they have an offsite party, an offsite party going on, right? And like the Dungeons and Dragons and that Star Trek thing you went right, F. It all pops up, and like if you miss it in 10 minutes, the thing's like already sold out, or the tickets are gone. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And there's groups on Facebook just dedicated to everything, like events, offsites, and then exclusives, and then It's a mess, man. Like it's hard to keep up with, man. Especially now that I have a kid. You
A
know,
mess.
like yeah. Before I could keep up. Like every time I get dinged by a notification, I'd be like writing it down. Now I'm just like I see 50 notifications on from unofficial. You
Yeah.
know, but then you have to follow. But it's sometimes unofficial. Like they capture around 99% of everything. But there's some things they miss, like so you have to follow Marvel, you have to follow your favorite like DC, your favorite comic artists or favorite writers to see where they're going to be at for signings and all that other stuff, man. It's crazy.
So first question coming in, guys. If you're watching live, feel free to drop a question down there in the comments section so that these guys can answer it. Did you guys get to pick up any exclusives, or were the lines too long? How'd that go?
I got them right here.
I have a few. I'll grab
I
them.
had a feeling you may ask, or somebody would ask, so I can show them. This is from KRS Comics.
Okay.
Foil version of Sosa Micah, and
Wow.
I had these aren't exclusives, but I had these. This is a commission done by Caleb King.
That's cool.
You did that there? F? You did that at San
Yeah.
Diego? Oh,
Yeah, I
damn,
did it in
nice.
San Diego. And go ahead, Ian. Show some of yours. I'm gonna open this up.
Oh, the one that I got surprised on is this one, man. It's from Bad Idea. It's
Okay.
the Matt. So you had to go up to Matt Kent and get this. So you had to whisper to Matt Kent, "Yo, Matt, I think you got something for me, bro." And then he'll hand us over,
Okay.
and then yeah. So you could. I think there's only 250 of these, and he gave it for free, but he signed it and stamped it. So if you send it to
Damn.
CGC, you get that purple label. So. There's one on eBay that's not signed and not stamped, and it's going for like $2,000 because Matt was supposed to sign and stamp them, so you can't, if you send it, like it's gonna get that purple label. But yeah, man, I've interviewed Matt a few times, so he we kind of know each other, and we had a couple laughs, man, when I was doing this. I did a little skit on my phone where I whispered it to him, and he handed it over. He just, Matt's laugh is like contagious, bro. It just sounds like, when he laughs, you kind of laugh with him because he's such he's a jokester, man. So, but that was one of my favorite ones that I got, man, from San Diego. And it was totally free,
Very cool.
I got these from Marvel has these panels, and I look out for them because they always give away free comic books. These are like And I got this one,
Wow. That's a sweet cover.
and
I was sitting next to
Effrain
Effrain when he got that one. Well, you were behind me, huh? We were sitting in different aisles.
And then we got this one.
Okay.
And like I said, these were totally free. They just give them
Totally
out
free,
to
man.
people who are in the panel.
Nice.
And this Daredevil one.
Yeah, the Chichetto. That's sick,
Yeah.
man. That's my
That's
favorite one
sick.
from San Diego. Yeah.
I love that one.
These are the ones that people wanted from Boom Studios, man. These were hard to get. I got one set of Grimm.
Okay.
This is I think this is Johnson, and I forgot what this one was.
Oh, it's a fish. That one's a fish.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And
So they did that commission for you. How long did it take him to do the commission?
actually, here's the other commission of
Ahsoka, huh?
Wow.
Sick.
So actually, the artist Caleb King, I met him at WonderCon.
Okay.
And I admired his work. I did a quick video on him, and then I go, yeah, I admired his work so much. I go, do you do commissions? He says, yeah. And I go, are you going to be at Comic-Con? And he said, yes. So he started it basically he didn't start it during WonderCon, but I set it all up at WonderCon.
Yeah.
And I got him at Comic-Con. And he's a very inexpensive artist. This costs only $100. I know it's $100 is a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not, but you go to other
for sure.
commissions, like $400 or $500.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he said $100. I went, yeah, okay. I said, thank you.
Yeah. Ken Wheaton, who drew Garfield over the years, Simpsons. He was the artist for Popeye for quite some time. He works at my LCS up here in Rochester, and he drew. I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be able to see that well, but this one right here, it's a homage to this.
Okay.
Actually, a reverse homage to Amazing Spider-Man 606.
Mm-hmm.
So instead
Nice.
of
Oh,
kissing
sick.
Black Cat, he's kissing Mary Jane, and then Black Cat's in the background.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
And like he had said, I was thinking, no, it's going to be probably like $200 for this because He's a famous artist. He's done like big names and all that. He goes, usually I charge 100. Friends and family, I'll charge 50. So I gave him 100 because I was like, I mean, I shop at the shop you work at. We're friends and whatnot, but I'm not gonna like put you out for $50. I know how much effort and time you put into stuff like that. So, but you know, it's one of those things where there's certain artists that I definitely want to get like commissions from, but then I'm like, do I really want to spend $400 or $500 and stuff like that? So
And I'm all about bringing just this. This is where I get all, you know, I just had, this is my collection. And I think like the artists will do more for you for these books because they know you're not, you know, they know it's for your collection. You ain't trying to sell anything in there, you know, and you can't get it slabbed. So, you know, I got a couple of things done by like Trish Foster. She did that for me. Yeah. She's funny, man. I asked her to sign this one right here because Tony Fleece had done it for me in I think at San Diego at LA Comic Con. She's like, no, give me my blank page. And then Tony looked at her like, oh, dude, just always trying to one up me. And so she did one, you know. And then then I got this one by let me see here, by Matt. You know, Matt did this one. You know, so you know, I said, hey Matt, can you sign in here? And he was like, yeah, man. And he just drew it for me, man. You know, so. Yeah. You know, like that's kind of where I got where I try to get all my original art at, you know, my book, you know, so.
Well, and Effrain, you've got the signature vest.
Yeah.
How did that get started?
I started that about, 5 to 10 years ago. I bought that vest at Comic-Con, and I just decided to have somebody sign it. And I forgot the artist, the original artist, but I've got it signed throughout the years. And I've got it signed by Stan Lee, you know, George Perez, Campbell, Jim Lee, Liefeld, Wills Portacio. This year I got it signed by E.M. Jest. And I finally, thanks to Ian, I got it signed by Todd McFarlane. You know, he's one of the big ones I've been trying to get for years. I just couldn't get him, you know, because he's always so crowded. You know, I just couldn't get it. Yeah. I got me a ticket to get it signed by him. So, yeah, somebody actually wanted to buy it from me once. You know, we didn't go through a price or anything. I said, nah, this is not for sale, man. You know, I've been doing this for between 5 and 10 years, you know. So that's when I've been doing it. Yeah, whenever I see an artist that I like, you know, I just I try to get an autograph from them on my vest.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those things because it's like I've got jerseys and stuff that I had signed by players over the years from back when I would go to different hockey games and whatnot because I'm a huge Sabres fan and Amerks fan. If you know anything about Buffalo sports, you should probably pray for me. But
are you a Bills fan?
I've never gotten insanely into football, but because they're like the hometown team, yes. Yeah. I definitely want them to do well all the time, but I don't sit there and watch the games and like overly cheer and all that fun stuff like I do for the Sabres, but I definitely always root for them.
You're not a Bills Mafia? You haven't jumped off onto a table or anything like that before? Man?
No Bills Mafia here. But yeah, I totally get it because that's one of those things that it's like those jerseys, the memories they hold is so much more than just the signatures. I mean, I could have a bunch of random people who signed. I don't even like with a comic artist, you know who signed it. Like there's very like signatures for a lot of these artists and writers. But I mean, for the players, it's just like it was one of those things as a kid I went to every year and I enjoyed every single year that I did it. So it just over the years stayed in the collection of jerseys that I have.
But I got one more book that I want to show. This was a hot book. This one's signed by Todd McFarlane. It's just Spawn. You know, you can write on it, but this was the hot book. Everybody wanted this book here, man. Yeah, and I was just I was just walking by, and they were just selling them. I was just fortunate I got it really quick.
Were you just walking by, You didn't jump in line?
No, I was just walking by, and I thought they were sold out for the day already. But they said no, we still have some available. And unless I cut in front of somebody, I just walked in. I just walked in. I looked. Nobody told me anything, so I just walked right in. It took me about less than 5 minutes. Miracle, and I got two of them. You know, I was like, "Dang, man!" I went, "Okay." Yeah. I looked around. I didn't see anybody. So you know, maybe they just let me go.
You got lucky, man. Yeah, you get one signed and you get one unsigned. You know, and there's like, and And I think there's what 1,500, so 750 are signed, 750 are
Yeah.
unsigned for that one.
Okay.
You know?
I got unfortunate. Yeah.
Do they? So the other thing I've always wondered, because like at the local cons that I've been to, we have like comic festivals that aren't really a Comic Con. It's more just a bunch of different sellers and stuff. They come in and show off their books, but they'll get some guys who are artists and all that kind of stuff that come and just introduce themselves and whatnot, and they don't charge for a signature. And then at like the Comic Cons, I've met what was his name? Tyler Kirkham. Like he's been there before and he didn't charge for a signature or anything. Steve, I can't think of his last name right now, but I got like 5 or 6 pieces and he said, let me just sign these real quick and just sign, like didn't charge extra to sign them. I was like, this is awesome. Like, is that kind of the same at San Diego, or is a lot of stuff charged for signature and all that?
It's charged for signature. I think 99% of everybody. Some of them may charge. The first signature may be free.
Okay.
It depends on the artist, and they start charging $5 on up. You know, but some of them. Todd McFarlane's signature was free.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was a raffle. I think it was just part of the agreement with Comic Con. He was free, but other artists, I mean, they charge. Yeah.
Yeah, if you so the booths have a schedule of when the artists are coming,
Yep.
and they're packed. Like Image was like one of the big booths that had a ton of like awesome artists
Okay.
and writers. And then IDW had a schedule too, and Comixology, man, I didn't know that they were bringing heat, man. Comixology brought a lot of heat. But if you the Marvel booth also had a schedule of signing. So if you went to like the booths and they had like signings for artists and whatever and writers, they were free at the booth at those the industry booths.
Yeah.
But at their own booths they were charging. So like Bill Sienkiewicz was charging like $25, for a signature. I think Frank Miller, who I missed out on, was charging $85. Alex Ross wasn't there, but he had a bunch of books signed. He had his own booth, but it's kind of funny because Alex Ross had his own booth. It's like a big old booth, man.
Yeah.
It had it looked like a gallery, but he wasn't there. I was like, it was the funniest thing. I was like, where's Alex Ross? I walk by there all the time with my books. I'm like, is he even here? And it's like, he's like, nah, he's not here.
I love his cover artwork. It's amazing.
Actually, I got one from him.
But I think, if you go to Artist Alley, like the majority of the artists will sign at least one for free.
Okay.
But if you bring CGC with you, they're going to charge you.
Yeah.
They're going to want their cut.
This is a recent one I picked up of his, and
Oh, sick.
I got this one. This was a Comic Con exclusive. This is the only one I picked up from him at Comic Con.
Yeah, that one, man. That one was like, I missed that. I saw that one too. I was like, I spent a lot of money, bro. Let me let me hold myself back. Yeah, my credit card exploded at Comic Con, so I was like,
Did you get that dreaded phone call? Has someone stolen your credit card?
You know what? Actually, they didn't, man. I was expecting them to call me and to freeze my card, but they never did. And I'm gonna tell you guys, man. We live in San Diego. I live in San Diego County. Like I'm like north of like where the convention is. And we still spend a lot of money to go to Comic-Con. Like I actually stayed at like one of the hotels near there because I just wasn't feeling like driving, so we stayed there. And I had this is my first time ever staying in a hotel. I stayed in the Manchester, and it's like the second hotel, I think or north, right? North, yeah. And it was good, man. I mean, I brought my skateboard with me to get back and forth for the first couple of days, and then they cracked down on me, so I had to leave it in. But it was I'm just even though we live in San Diego, we still spend a lot of money to go there. It's a pretty expensive con, man. Even if you're just like getting exclusives, like you'll rack up a credit card bill like $2,000, $3,000, man, easy. So
yeah, it's a trip to Disney World.
Yeah.
Right. I have a friend who's like he's done. He's like, man, I'm just gonna go to like the Bahamas now because I spend just as much here as I would go to the Bahamas or like to like Cancun. So he's gonna take a chill, but he'll be back. So yeah, he's a hunter too. So I know he enjoys the adrenaline rush, and that's what San Diego Comic Con is like, one big 5-day adrenaline rush of nerdum.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like is it worth the money? But at the end of the day, it's all the memories. But I spent this much. I'm kicking myself in the ass for that. But I loved every minute of it.
It's worth it, man. It's what do you think? It's worth it, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I've been going for 30. I
It's a
missed
blast,
1 year because I just got burnt out 1 year, and I just feel like I'm missing out on something. You know, all the FOMO, fear of missing out on the whole convention. But even if you don't get a badge outside the convention center in the gas lamp, which is like downtown San Diego, there's a lot of things you can do which you don't need a badge for.
That's awesome.
Open to the public. And in the back of the convention center is the marina, and they have a lot of things there that you can do. FX is there a lot.
They're like Dragon Ball there back there too.
You can do a lot of things that you don't even have to have a badge. You know, but to get the exclusives, you know, you have to have a badge. And obviously, you know, they're very strict with that. Yeah. You know, we went to Star Wars Celebration. A little side note, they said you had to wear a mask in there. But once you got into the convention center in Anaheim, nobody paid attention to that rule. Like 90% of the people didn't have a mask on. San Diego was different. They were on you. If you weren't wearing a mask, they would tell you. Security would come up to you. You have to put on a mask.
Wow.
So
they were on you, man, about it.
This year,
they were very strict. Over 95 or more % of the people had their mask on.
You had to, man. You walked in there without a mask, dude. Like they'll walk up to you and.
Yeah, they weren't joking around. You know, Anaheim was completely different. Nobody cared. You know, it was just he said you have to wear a mask. Put your mask on. The minute you got in there, you took it off. Nobody came up to you and said anything.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know, you can walk around at least in Anaheim, like. Yeah. And when you get an exhibit room, bro, in San Diego, it's like you're like sardines. You know, it's like because what happens is like cosplayers go into the exhibit room, they'll stop to take pictures. Yeah. And then everybody will start taking pictures, and they create this whole wall that kind of like holds everything back all the way towards the other wall. You know, like so it's just jam-packed traffic, and once you get past the cosplayers, and it opens up until you run into another cosplayer accident. You know. Yeah. So, you know, but I mean, I don't hate on the cosplayers because they're like one of the best things at San Diego Comic-Con is like the stuff they come up with, bro. It's like insane. You know, it's crazy.
That Captain America was so cool. I was like, I would love to do that. I mean, if I looked enough like Captain America to the point where I could ride a motorcycle and just stand there and
you saw that video
of traffic and stuff. Yeah, that was so cool. I'm like, come on, who wouldn't want to go to a Comic-Con just to do something like that? Like that's awesome.
I was just walking by. That was totally random. I was going to my family has a hotel because they come in from Sacramento, and I was going to the hotel. Okay. And then I heard the music blaring, the Captain America, and then he comes out on the motorcycle. I gotta videotape this. So that was a totally random. That's what happens at Comic-Con. Things are just random. You just run into things. You know?
Yeah, you run into so many random things at San Diego. It's just like, you know, you just gotta, you know, I don't know, man. It's you run into like celebrities, you run into like artists, you run into like Stan Lee back in the day, and sometimes I saw people running into Tom McFarlane, man. You know, like you know, like it's and I saw people run into The Rock on Instagram. I was like, wow, dude, like you lucky, you know. Yeah, bro, it just happens, man. They all stay, like a lot of them stay at the Hard Rock. You know, that's kind of what I've seen, or they stay like in this little island. The Hilton or. No, so I'll tell you one story from this annual Comic-Con. Did I tell you about this one, F? About me running into someone in the elevator?
Yes.
I didn't tell you. Okay, so I had to go down to help my wife went home on Saturday night to go pick up our son for Sunday, which is like family day. So I go down and, say goodbye to my wife. She puts she drives off. I'm going up in the elevator, and then the door opens like on the 20th floor. I'm on the 26th, and I go, Ashley Eckstein, yo, Ashley Eckstein. And I was like, David Eckstein. I was like, holy smokes. And they're laughing. Ashley's super nice, like, hey. And David's like, yo. And then the door closes, and everybody's looking at me like, who the hell are they? I'm like, y'all don't belong here. You don't know you don't know the OG Ahsoka. You don't know David Eckstein won a freaking World Series, bro. Like, get out of here. But the door opened. They're like, hey. And the door closes. As they're going, hey, at the door, it's the funniest thing ever, dude. I was like, yo, and they were just chilling there. She was like super relaxed, and she was like, just mom mode, and he was like dad mode. It was like funny, bro. It was hilarious,
For sure. See, I feel like if I brought my wife to Comic-Con, something like that would happen, where she'd meet someone, and she would have no idea that she just met someone that was super famous.
Yeah.
So, and the reason for this is like my wife, her mom actually met Michael Myers, and didn't even realize it because she was in some city where he was, and they're eating breakfast as they're getting ready for like a church event when they were doing a missions trip or whatever, or a youth group trip. And everyone at the table is freaking out. And my mother-in-law just goes over to him and goes, I don't know who you are, but apparently you're extremely famous and everyone at our table would love to meet you. And he goes, okay. So he just goes over, starts taking pictures and whatnot. And my wife's sister was like a huge Michael Myers fan, but she wasn't there. And they took pictures, and she was so pissed that they didn't call her from like the hotel room because she like had gotten up late to come meet Michael Myers. And I was just like, you know what? You miss out on certain things when you don't go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. Yeah.
But I just found it so funny that she had no idea. My wife is always like, you got to remember, I don't know actors. I was like, you're going to end up meeting someone famous and I'm not going to be there and you're not going to know who they are. And it's.
And then the random stuff that you find, that you run into at Comic-Con, like exclusives. So it was the end of the con. Me and my nephew and wife and son were walking back to our hotel like on Sunday. And we saw all these people, these Funkos, right? Like all these Funko boxes. And we're like, what are you guys? I was like, what the hell are these? You know, like I asked someone, I saw one of my friends come out with them. I'm like, hey, what's going on with this? She goes, oh, this is, you get these if you went to the Hall H Funko panel, which is the last panel of the con, like at 4 to 5 on Sunday. Yeah. And I was like, I hate Funkos. I mean, just disclosure, right? But I'm down for the free exclusive, man. So I go into the Hilton where I'm at, the Manchester, and I run into like my other friends, Alonzo and Ken. I'm like, yo, what's going on here, bro? I was like, yo, they're giving away these. This is a giveaway from like the Hall H, bro. Like they gave away Funkos, you know. So I'm like, I look at my nephew Eddie. I'm like, let's just run around and get in line and just say we lost our tickets, you know. So yeah, I mean, and then I looked at Ken and Alonzo and they're like, bro, all they could do is say no. I'm like, that's my motto. It's like all they can say is no. So I run. So me and my nephew walk back to the line. And it's like going all the way, kind of like back towards like Roy's. You know Roy's, Effrain, back there in the marina. Yeah. So it's like in the back of the convention center. It's like this marina part. So we're walking. So I'm walking back in the line. I saw one of the security guards I've known for like 10 years. She's like I love her. I love her to death. But she's like Darth Vader, bro. Like she always Darth Vader's us. Like every time we think we're good, she like brings out the red lightsaber and we're like, you know, like I am your father type shit. You know, like you know. So I seen her and I go, hey, no. So I'm walking past her and I see her. This is the craziest thing. I see her go in her pocket. And she has a stack of green tickets in her hand. And she tells her other coworker, she goes, they gave these to me just to give out. And I look at her and I go, hey, we didn't get our tickets, but we were at the con. And she looked at me like this. Yeah. She goes, I go, we didn't get our tickets. We went to the panel, but we didn't get our tickets. And I looked at her and she looked at me. She gave me a wink and she goes, I seen you there. And she gave me and my nephew 2 tickets. And we got the exclusives, and my nephew pulled one of them. Like it's like the Johnny from like Cobra Kai. Okay. It's like there's only like 500 made of them or something like that, and the thing is worth $500, and he sold it for like $450. You know, so it's like, dude, the random stuff you see at Comic-Con and random stuff you get just like the Comic-Con hustle, doing like the San Diego Comic-Con hustle. It's like insane, you know. Like I didn't even know about the Funko panel. Did you know about that, Effrain?
I knew about it, but I was just doing other stuff.
Yeah, me too, man. I was at the Marvel booth, bro. Like I was having fun, man. You know, like it's crazy, man. So yeah, that's a funny story. And I was just like, I'm happy for my nephew because he was broke as hell, bro. So he kind of had a good come up with his little Funko Pop, you know. Yeah. So
cool. He made it big.
Yeah,
that's so cool. Yeah, I mean, I love my Funkos. My wife buys a ton of them for me for birthdays and Christmas and stuff like that. But that was actually one of the things that she saw that San Diego, like the reason she wants to go to San Diego Comic-Con one day is like to see all the Funkos, all the ones that are coming out, sitting on that Hall H. And then she's obsessed with those Loungefly backpacks.
Yeah, man.
And I guess they've kind of teamed up with Funko in the past year or so.
Yeah.
So it's been like nonstop. She's like, oh my God, there's a new Loungefly coming out. There's a new Funko coming out. There's a new Loungefly. So she's got like her whole bit of Funkos and Harry Potter books over in her corner of the basement. And I said to her when we first moved in here, we moved in 3 months ago now ish. I was like, I think I found a perfect space for all your crafts. It's right underneath the stairs, and you love Harry Potter, and it would be so cool to have like your craft room under the stairs and have all your Harry Potter stuff over there too.
Yeah.
She goes, that would be amazing. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this. She thinks I'm going to like deal it or just push her under the stairs in the basement. But she was so happy about it. I was like, sweet, won that one.
So bro, you were mentioning, go ahead, Ian.
Okay. Oh, they dedicate, San Diego Comic-Con dedicates like 20, I would say like 15% of the floor to Funko. Like they made a little Funko town in there. I didn't go there. I stay clear of that corner, man. That corner is like, did you go to that corner, Effrain?
I did. Yeah.
See, I stayed away, bro. I even got a Funko. I even won a Funko like pass to get in there, or a lottery to go buy on Saturday. And I was like, you know what? Hell no, I'm not going over there, bro. That's crazy, man. Like,
that's crazy.
Bro, like they're like, it's like people eat their kids for Funkos out there, bro, at San Diego Comic-Con, so.
You were mentioning about Comic-Con. So anybody who hasn't gone, you have to register on their website. I believe it's comic-con.org. You have to register, and you have to put in, you have to give yourself a username, and then you have to check a box that you want to get email notifications. And then, keep an eye on that because they're going to notify you when you can try to get a badge.
Okay.
And that's the only way you can get one. If you're not registered under their website, you won't even have a chance to do it. So, and it's open right now. So anybody wants to do it, they can do it right now. And then you just check your email sometime next year. These are for people who haven't gone. They're going to send you an email notification like about a week or two beforehand. And there's going to be a link, and you just click on that link. And then starting at 8:00, and then, like I said, you get into the corral, and then they close it at 8:59. Then a little bit after 9, they start choosing people randomly. So it doesn't matter if you log in at 8 or 8:59 or 8:30. As long as you're in, you're in. Yeah. And then they hopefully, knock on wood, you get chosen. And that's
you have to sign up. You have to sign up like now, because sometimes they'll close it. They'll close it like, okay, we're closing it. We're closing up. Anybody who signed up after this date that we're closed in like March, you can't do it. So you have to sign up now to have a chance. Yeah,
for sure.
It's crazy, man. Like the rules and regulations and politics of San Diego Comic-Con, man. I mean, I love it to death, but it's it makes it fun for us, because it's like it's like a like we're in like one of those mystery rooms, like picking clues, and hoping you get lucky, So
and there's no guarantee. We may not, I won't say it, but we're getting in so next year.
And I was surprised, man, how this year I thought the studios would kind of back off from like in-person Comic-Cons, because they like they've done virtual stuff over the last 2 years, and I guess it's been successful. But they came back hard. They came back with a vengeance, man. I think now they realize like this small ground of people that you have in Hall H is gonna like hype your stuff way more than it ever was on live. I mean on streaming. Like, I mean, half the time their streaming was even recorded. So even seeing like Kevin Feige kind of like he would say his stuff, but he would kind of stutter. That's the great thing about live, man. Is like, and then they would look at like some of the actors would be saying something, and they look at Kevin Feige and be like, I think that's all I can say. Like, I mean, that stuff you get only in the moment, like, that makes it cool. And I think they realize like, these people here in Hall H is our base that kind of like sings the music for everybody else to join in the band, like when things come up.
Have you guys ever gotten into the Hall H for Marvel?
I have. Okay. The only reason I don't do it anymore, basically, it starts on Friday. Yeah. So you're spending at least half the day on Friday. You can't do anything else. You're staying in line. And then Saturday, which is great, but that's like a day and a half that you could be doing a lot of other things.
Yeah.
And I've slept on concrete. I stayed. We always took turns, and we got our badges, and they say you can go home, but a lot of people stay there, so we got a sleeping bag, and we just try to fall asleep. And I used to go like I've been to Hall H on a Saturday about 5 or 6 times, but I just said, I was going to do it this year, but I said no, I'm not going to do it. You miss some other things. You got to pick what you want to do. You're going to miss something at Comic-Con. It's just
yeah. I was signed up to do line. So was Effrain.
Yeah.
And I did 2 hours in that line, like from 9 to like from 10 to 12. Okay. And people were already grumpy, man. I was just like, dude, it's Friday morning and everybody's already like, I haven't slept. Can you stay here? How long can you stay? I'm like, I'm only signed up for 2 hours here and 2 hours there and 2 hours in the morning. So that's, 6 hours. And they're like, no, we need you to do more. We need you to stay longer. we need you to stay here until we can, find someone to take your place. And I loved the group I do it with. But yeah, man, it was like and then there was so much going on in the con that I wanted to do, and I had my whole little schedule that I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna do 2 hours now, and I'm gonna go to help you guys out. And then I looked at my wife and my nephew, and they're like, yeah, we ain't doing this, but now that it's happened, like there's a lot of like content, and there's a lot of like trailers that I didn't see, and that I'm hearing about. Now I'm like, God, man, maybe I should have stayed. But then I would have given up all Friday and Saturday. So that's what happens with Hall H. You have to give up your Friday and your Friday night, which there's a party me and Effrain went to on Friday. I didn't want to give that up because if we either do that so the party started at 7 to 10, and at 8 o'clock we had to go back to the line to get our wristbands. Okay. Our Hall H wristbands. If you don't have the Hall H wristbands, then you can't go. So that would have been messed up the whole party thing for us. So in my head, I'm like, you know what, man? I gotta pick the the con life, the hustle life, over the Hall H life. So you're gonna regret either. And now I mean, you're just gonna FOMO on one of them. You gotta pick the one that to me, I thought about it too. I was like, okay. If I don't see the stuff that's happening in Hall H on Saturday night with Marvel, I can probably catch it on YouTube. But I know I can't catch the trailers, so I better be looking at my phone and looking for those trailers that someone, some hero held it close, like held their phone close like this while they're filming. Because dude, there's like Secret Service in there, bro. Like they're like catching people. They're like taking your phone, deleting it on your phone. Like open up your phone, I'm deleting it right now. They don't even trust you to delete it, bro. And they're kicking you out, taking your badge if you're like taping it. So those guys that tape, the trailers at Hall H, man, a round of applause because y'all are the heroes, man. They're the heroes, bro, because you could get booted, bro. Like they'll take your badge. And they can even like do criminal
last days, right?
And they can even do criminal charges against you, bro, for like taping it, they're hard, bro. They're hawking you. Like they had the same thing at Star Wars Celebration, right, F? Like where they're hawking you during like the Ahsoka trailer and and the Mandalorian trailer. Yeah, they're crazy, bro. Like I
get it, but they know it's gonna leak. I honestly feel like they plant the person who they want to leak it in the, you know what I mean? Like I saw the Ant-Man trailer, and it's like in a book bag. You could see that they were holding it. Like someone probably saw them holding that.
Yeah,
no one holds their book bag like this and has it slightly open.
Yeah,
man, you should just have a book. Like you should do like like 007 and make a little circle here for your. Bro, that would be hero stuff, man. That would be hero stuff. But yeah, it's like like F said, man. It's like you can do one or the other, man. You can't do both. It's just you gotta pick. You gotta like celebrate your L's. And you gotta celebrate your wins, man. It's just the way it is,
What you got to do is you're gonna be. I hate to say this, but whoever goes to Comic-Con or any con, something's gonna disappoint you. One of my main things is let it go. Just walk on to the next thing. There's another adventure right down the road, and I've been disappointed. But oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe that. But dude, let it go. We just go on to the next thing. So I've learned
the worst thing that I remember from the first. So I've only ever been to one Comic-Con, and it was Flower City Comic-Con. Like I said, I've been to like comic festivals and stuff, but that's totally different ballpark. There was a Ghostbusters car that they had built and whatnot, and then they were charging $5 a person to take a picture with it. If you wanted to wear some gear, you had to pay like $20. Then if you wanted any of like the guns or anything, it was like another charge for each of the pieces you wanted to have in the picture with you. I said to my son, I was like, buddy, we're going to go over here. And we like stood a little farther away from it so you could still see the car in the background. And my wife just snapped a picture, and that was that. And I was like, we got the picture. We're good. Like, no worries.
Yeah.
I'm not paying $50 just to get a picture with a car you chose to spend $100,000 on. Like, come on. There's so many other things that people are doing and giving away for free at I mean, it's a small con. In Rochester, we have a whole like group of people who do Star Wars, and they literally call themselves the 501st, and they're basically like a group of people who just love dressing up as Star Wars and then going to cons, birthdays, all different kinds of stuff with their own R2D2. And my son was just like on cloud nine. The video is actually on the channel if you guys want to go check it out later. And I was like, buddy, who is that? And he calls it RTD2. And it's so funny to watch. But it's like, ever since we've been to that con, there's times where he'll just be like, Daddy, when's the next Comic-Con? When are we going to see more comics? And I was like, soon, buddy, soon. And now he wants, since my wife and I are going to New York City in 2 weeks, he's like, can I go to New York City? And I was like, no. He goes, for Comic-Con? I was like, maybe when you're like 13, that can be like an early Christmas gift for you. Like, we can go to New York City Comic-Con together. But at the age of 3, almost like he'll be 3.5 by this October. I'm like, no, I'm not taking a 3-year-old to New York City. Not happening.
Yeah. No way, man.
It's tough, you know.
Yeah.
Kid, you know, I took my daughter when she was young. She was about 5 or 6. She was clinging to my leg like there was no tomorrow. I said, I'm not bringing you back.
Yeah.
You know, that was just on a Sunday. It wasn't that busy. So.
Yeah, my son's he's an extrovert, man. You know, he's not very introvert. He likes the action, you know. But my wife takes him to all the, you know, on Sunday she goes and takes him out to the all the offsite stuff for kids while I'm in hustling around the exhibit room. So and then we kind of meet up at one place where we take this picture every year. We've been taking this picture for like the last 10 years. So these are like the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
You could take a picture. Yeah, and I did this.
That's cool.
I've been doing this with my son. So this is his. This is in 2018 right here. Let me take this one out, man. 2019, the last one. I think he was 2. And so this is him right here in 2019.
Okay.
And then this is him now as a little Jedi, you know? Like, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. I even have one where my wife was pregnant with him. So my son was born a week after Comic-Con. Like, he waited. You know, I had to roll my, you know, so we went to San Diego Comic-Con in 2017, and she was pregnant, and she was literally in a wheelchair. I was pushing her through the convention floor. We even ran into Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot stopped right in front of her and smiled and went like this, and we're like, holy smokes. She's like, you know, like, it was funny, man, because she stopped just for my wife, who was, you know, like about to burst. And then,
Literally.
and then, so it runs through the family, man. Like F's daughter, Serena, and my son, you know, they just been Comic-Con like since they were born, man. You know?
Yeah. That's cool. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on, and I definitely would love to have you guys back anytime. Same time, same place. Typically every Friday or Saturday night, 10 p.m. We won't be doing one next week because I'll be off camping, but, you know, summer's crazy, so typically I'm doing more of this in the winter. So you guys are always welcome. Everyone's welcome at the Comics Lounge. If you guys ever have anyone else that wants to join, and if you're in the chat still watching, thank you for being part of the chat. I really appreciate it. But guys, it's been an absolute pleasure learning from you and just hearing like these fun stories.
If you go, Chris, you know, send us a message. We'll try to say hi to each other. It's the cosplay community is strong, man. That's what I like about it. You know, the last thing, community, we're like brothers out there, man. We're helping each other out constantly. Yeah, if you definitely go, let me know and let Ian know, and we'll come and hang out for a little while.
Yeah, we'll even help you try to get in, man. You know, with the open reg.
Yeah,
It's a nightmare,
appreciate
man.
it.
You got to have friends, man. You got to have friends.
definitely.
Sounds good. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. And again, have a great night.
Bye, everyone.
Peace.